Welcome back, Sebastian here. So time for my review of race 2 of the 2024 Formula E Shanghai E-Prix. I would say not as good of a race as yesterday between the, I guess excess of overtaking in the first two-thirds of the race and then compared with kind of the lack of overtaking that we saw in the final third of the race. I think, not quite as good as what we got yesterday. But anyway, started with Hughes on pole, Van Dorn P2. If you didn't watch qualifying, the two of them were separated in the final by 1/1000th of a second. So probably the closest gap between P1 and P2 in Formula E history there. And of course, for today's race, one lap less than yesterday, so only 28 laps. Van Dorn takes the lead on the opening lap. Lap 3, Hughes starts the attack mode phase. Lap 5, Nato, Van Dorn, DaCosta, Hughes, Cassie were your top 5, and DaCosta was best on energy in the top 3. Lap 9, Dan Ticktum cuts the chicane at turn 11, and Cassidy and Evans were both best on energy at about 70%. Ticktum also worse so, showing that in the ERT, not the most efficient car, really struggling with energy management. Lap 10, DaCosta and Nato, Hughes, Van Dorn, and Cassie are your top 5, so basically unchanged from 5 laps previously, but the order itself a little bit different. Lap 12, Verline in the pits, big moment in the championship as well. He got a puncture from Sam Bird, just some innocuous contact going through turn 2, turn 3. Wasn't really either of their faults. And unfortunately for Verline, gets a puncture and has to pit, and he falls down to the back of the field. So obviously, there's still 4 races left in the season, but that moment could have big implications on the championship. Lap 15, Nato, DaCosta, Van Dorn, Hughes, Cassidy still your top 5. Jev was missing part of his front wing, I guess from contact with someone at that point. DaCosta, Cassidy, Evans were best on energy at about 15% on lap 16. Ticktum was in the pits as well, but came back out, so I would expect either a broken front wing or a puncture. We didn't get to see what it was. Then we see kind of in the background, we didn't really get to see this live, but there was contact between Sam Bird and Nick DeVries going into the turn 10-11 chicane. Sam Bird basically just missed his braking point, didn't brake, clattered into the side of Nick DeVries as he was taking the corner, spinning DeVries around and sending Bird into the pits with damage. He would end up retiring from that damage, and for DeVries somehow got away with it, but unfortunately much further down the field. Lap 19, there was contact between Nick Cassidy and Jake Hughes at turn 1, and Cassidy had a very loose front wing. You could see it moving around, but very luckily for him, for the remaining 10 laps or so, it did not come off. DaCosta was leading. Hughes and Nato trying to pass him for the lead. And at this point, DeGrassi pits. Didn't see what it was. Probably a contact or like a front wing or a puncture. DaCosta and the Jags best on energy at this point. Lap 21, Hughes struggling with battery temperatures, and this was something that I mentioned in my preview a couple days ago. With today's race, we knew that the temperatures were going to be very high, possibly in the mid-30s, and so towards the end of the race, we knew that they would be struggling on with their battery temperatures. I guess for better or worse, we didn't get to see any of the drama that we kind of saw in Sao Paulo, which allowed Sam Bird to win, but definitely something interesting to note. Let's see. Lap 22, Cassie best on energy. Lap 23, Cassie 2% better than Nato ahead. Lap 24, let's see. The virtual race engineer. So this is something like the box that Formula E puts out, at various points in the race, and said DaCosta should win the race. I don't think, my feelings about the virtual race engineer is that it's I feel like it's giving a bit too much information. It shouldn't, for things like that. It's not really, I don't think it should really be there. Lap 26, field starting to spread out at this point. So for me, it really kind of signaled, no one's going to really overtake in those closing laps. Final lap of the race, not a whole lot happened. DaCosta takes a checker flag and Hughes comes in P2. First podium in Formula E, really well deserved for him. So taking a look at the results, rounding out the podium in third, Norman Nato, easily his best result for Andretti this season. Cassidy 4th, Evans 5th, so still strong points for the Jaguars. 6th, Van Dorn, 7th, Jev, 8th, Gunther, 9th, Rines, 10th, Roland, 11th, Dennis. A bit of a shocker for those two. I kind of expected them to at least get up into the top 6 But yeah, I guess not to be today. 12th Buemi, 13th Mortara, 14th Fenestras, 15th Muller, 16th De Vries, 17th De Ruvela, 18th Senikama, 19th Degrassi, 20th Airline, 21st Tickdom, and your one retirement was Sam Bird. Taking a look at your championship standings, I hope that these are accurate, but Nick Cassidy extends his lead, 167 points. Verline second on 142, so that's a 25-point gap. A full race win with 4 races to go. I think Cassidy has an excellent chance of winning this year's Formula E title. Third is Evans with 132. I think still an outside chance, but he would basically need Cassidy to have like an absolute disaster in 2 of the remaining 4 races. Fourth Roland 131, fifth Dennis 113. I think unfortunately for him, with these results today and yesterday in Shanghai, I think unfortunately for him, he will not be defending his Formula E crown. Sixth is John Eric Byrne 101, seventh DeCosta 84, eighth Gunther 69, ninth Van Doren 53, 10th Hughes 46, 11th Nato 40, 12th Bird on 38, 13th Fenestras 26, 14th Buemi on 24, 15th Franz on 23, 16th Muller on 18, 17th Ticktum on 12, 18th Senikama on 11, 19th De Ruvela on 8, 20th Mortara on 7, 21st De Vries on 6, 22nd Barnard on 5, 23 Ericsson on 2, followed by Degrassi also on 2, or I guess, yeah, somehow 2. 25 Van der Linder, 26 King, and 27 Paul Aron. So there you go. There's my review of race 2 for the Shanghai E-Prix. I'll be doing right off to Formula 2 race in Monaco, and then I'll be back with my Shanghai power rankings later this evening. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.